Now, already one concept, this type of circuit diagram you have seen when we have considered a generation of EMF due to motion of a coil. So, same concept is here. What is that? This cross line will indicate the uniform magnetic field, and direction of uniform magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the board and it is inside. And here is your A, B, C, D coil. This coil having this length as a L. Now initially this X part of the coil is inside the magnetic field and this remaining part of the coil is outside. Now what is the thing? Initially your coil is at rest inside the uniform magnetic field, therefore there will be no change in magnetic flux, therefore there is no induced current, no EMF. Fine? But now what I am going to do that, I have to pull this coil towards the right side with certain velocity v. Now when I am going to start pulling the coil by applying certain mechanical force, so that the part of the coil which is inside the magnetic field, that area of the coil which is inside the magnetic field will be slowly goes on reducing. So if the area of the coil will swept out from the uniform magnetic field, so there is a change in magnetic flux, and due to that change in magnetic flux there will be a production of induced current. And according to Fleming left hand rule, which you have seen last time, the direction of this induced current will be in the anticlockwise direction. Now when that induced current will start flowing through this AB part of the wire and DC part of the wire is inside the magnetic field, a force is going to be act on that wire, and due to that force, this F1 and F3, the magnitude of that force will same, but the directions are opposite. What magnitude of force will be there? That force magnitude is nothing but ILB. That is IXB, sorry, because X is the part AB and CD. So this amount of force will be generated on AB as well as on CD, but according to Fleming left hand rule their directions are opposite. So magnitude of F1 and F2 are same, but the directions are opposite. Therefore this F2 and F3, these two forces will get cancelled. Now what is the thing remaining? We are pulling out this coil from the uniform magnetic field with certain velocity v. Means at that time what I can say that work is done per unit time. So that work done, I can say that work done per unit time, which is nothing but W by T. That I can say as a work done per unit point. Time is power, and this power is equal to work upon time. This power can be written as force into displacement upon T. And this d upon T is nothing but the velocity by which we are pulling out this coil. So what I can say that this this power generated inside this coil while moving this coil or pushing out the coil with certain velocity v, this much is the mechanical power which will get generated inside the coil. Now this value we are going to substitute. Now what happens here? Already I have said that when I start moving the coil with velocity v towards the right, area swept by the coil inside the magnetic field will goes on reducing. Therefore there is a change in magnetic flux, and that change in magnetic flux I can say that magnetic induction B into area of that particular part of the coil. So that can be written as a B capital L into S. This is nothing but your change in magnetic flux. Due to change in magnetic flux, EMF will get induced. According to your Faraday's law, magnitude of EMF is E is equal to d phi by dt. So now I can get it here, d dt of your phi value is nothing but B L X. So now B is uniform magnetic field, L is the BC part having length L on which we are applying the velocity, which will remain constant. So B and L are constant. So what happens? Derivative of what? X. Because when we are moving out the coil, the X part of the coil will start reducing. Therefore, we are differentiating dx. So what I am getting here? EMF E is equal to BL dx by dt. And this dx by dt is nothing but rate of change of displacement of the coil with respect to time, which is nothing but velocity. So you will get it. Your E is nothing but BL into B. This is nothing but the induced EMF. If this induced EMF is produced, it will produce induced current. So now just concentrate on second diagram. This coil will represent a certain resistance. So whatever current is produced inside that coil, that induced current will start flowing through the coil of resistance R. So EMF is generated as a E. Means what I can say that this EMF E I can write down as a I into R. Therefore I can get the value of current. Current is equal to nothing but I can say that BLV upon R. This value I am getting as a current. Clear? Now, using this current, now I can say that I will concentrate on this F1 force and this velocity factor. Initially, I have told you that is this magnitude of F2 and magnitude of F3, they are equal, opposite in direction. Therefore, these two forces will get cancelled. So now what happens? Whatever this induced EMF is generated, induced current is generated, which opposes the direction of that induced current is such that which opposes the motion of the coil. What we want to move the coil towards right. But what induced current want? That coil should move towards the left. So this force F1, whose direction is towards the left, that force will be acting on the coil, and that force I can write down according to force acting on current carrying conductor, which is nothing but ILB. This F1 magnitude force is ILB, and direction is opposite to that of our mechanical force, because when we are pulling the coil means we are applying the mechanical force. So our applied mechanical force and this F1 directions are opposite. So I can say that mechanical force is equal to minus F1. Minus sign indicate that their directions are opposite. So mechanical force I am getting as a ILB. Now I is what? Induced current. Already we have derived for this induced current. So this value of induced current I can substitute in the mechanical force equation. So what I am getting here, the mechanical force F is equal to, instead of I can put the value BLV upon R multiplied by LV. This I value I will substitute. So what I am getting, this mechanical force is nothing but your B square L square V upon R. This is nothing but your mechanical force. And now we have previously seen that your work done per unit time to push this mechanical work done per unit time to take out the coil away from the magnetic field is nothing but F into V. Now already I got this formula of force. That force formula I will substitute. So B square L square V upon R. This is the value of F into V. Means now I am getting this mechanical power can be written as B square L square V square upon R. So due to that mechanical power, we can move the coil through the uniform magnetic field. Now when this mechanical power is going to be act on this coil, at that time there will be a production of induced current through the coil. And when that induced current will flowing through the coil, that will generate the heating effect. So I can say that due to that heating effect, I am getting electric power is equal to nothing but I square into R. I is nothing but your induced current, which already we have seen. We have seen value of I. I is equal to BLV upon R. So that induced current value I can substitute here. So I am getting that BLV upon R square of that multiplied by R. So what I am getting is power is equal to B square, L square, V square, this R square and multiplied by R, so that one of the R will get cancelled. Means this power is what? Electric power, and this power is what? Mechanical power. This mechanical power comes into existence. Why? Because when we are applying a certain force, mechanical force on a coil to pull out the coil from the magnetic field with velocity v. And what this electric power is there? When the coil will be pulling out through the magnetic field, due to motion of that coil, there is a change in magnetic flux. Due to change in magnetic flux, there is a production of induced current. And that induced current will generate the electric power inside the coil. And that electric power magnitude and mechanical power magnitude, both the power magnitudes are same. Means what? In this particular case, the energy will get conserved. And that is nothing but a proof of your Lee's law. Lee's law is concerned with the conservation of energy. So here this proof we are getting, and therefore it is to be called as an induction and energy transfer. What is induction? Due to motion of current will get induced, and that induced current generates the heat energy. Means your mechanical energy will get transferred into the electric energy. Right? And therefore the topic name is nothing but induction and energy transfer. Is it okay? Fine. Thank you.